Hello, my Panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I got a little something new, a little something different. We are talking Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Now, back in 2022, I lived under a giant rock called grad school, so I completely missed the boat on all of this mom talk drama. Fast forward to 2024, and I hear about a new show with Mormon mommies who are like, we're not like other Mormon mommies, we're cool Mormon mommies. And they do stuff like swear and drink and twerk and diddle each other's husbands. And I am like, ooh, bitch, I am so down. And I hope that you are too, because the recap for season 1, episode 1 starts right now. Now, if you do not know about Mom Talk and the whole scandal that surrounded it, then let me give you a brief rundown. This is Taylor Frankie Paul, naughty Mormon mom and self-proclaimed creator of Mom Talk. Back in 2020, Taylor and her friends, Whitney, Macy, and Michaela, they're all starting to get super jaded with their Mormon lifestyle. They all loved the foundation of the church, which centered around love, family, and service. But there were so many rules and expectations. There was no swearing, there was no alcohol, no premarital sex. They were expected to marry super young and pop out as many kids as soon as possible. And then they got to go on to be housewives who only existed to raise the children and serve their husbands' every desires.
For a lot of us, following the rules of the Mormon religion is just, it's impossible. I'm like, fuck this.
And Taylor and her friends, they were not down with that. They were the new generation of strong Mormon women who were going to challenge those traditional gender roles thrust upon them by the Mormon church. So they all started TikToks. They did dancing trends, showed us their beauty routines, and just generally showed us their lives as young mothers.
Mom Talk blew up. I think I have about 1.5 million.
Probably 2 million followers.
Their circles expanded and they all started partying super hard, having a blast together. And then in 2022, one of the Mormon mommies in their group let some of the beans spill and Reddit went crazy with rumors and speculation. So Taylor decided on her own to go online, do a TikTok live, and she admit to over 50,000 people that all of the Mormon girlies and their husbands were swinging with each other.
There was a group of us that were intimate with each other. It was more like orgies. No one was innocent. Everyone has hooked up with like everyone. So I have made out with all of the husbands.
Safe to say that this broke the entire internet and upended all of their lives. The momtok era essentially ended, and all of the creators just laid low and waited for the drama to blow over. Today, Taylor is 28, and she tells us she was a wild child in her youth. She partied, she drank, she did the devil's tango before getting married.
I got married in the temple. I was being pressured into it by like the church and my mom.
Her mom knew that she was getting down and dirty with her high school boyfriend Tate, so she essentially forced the two to get married right after they graduated high school. They go on to have 2 kids, and after the whole Mom Talk scandal happens, she admits that she fell in love with one of the husbands that she was swinging with. And then eventually, her and Tate get a divorce, and she starts dating a new guy named Dakota 1 month after her divorce is finalized. Taylor distances herself from the rest of the Mom Talk group, and now she's heading out to meet up with Macy, one of the OG members, to talk to her for the first time in months. Macy is 27 years old, she is a bad bitch, and she's from California. So you know she's cool.
Originally from Orange County, California. I always tell everyone I'm from California so they know I'm cool.
As an FYI, Macy, along with many of the other members of Mom Talk, deny that they were a part of any of the swinging. The two sit down, and I think it's kind of funny that they haven't seen or heard from each other in months. And instead of asking, like, how have you been? Or, oh my God, what have you been up to? The two immediately start asking about each other's husbands. Like, Bechtel who?
Good. Awesome. I need to hear about you and Dakota.
You go first. How are you and Jacob?
Macy starts off by saying her husband Jacob never initiates sexy time, and she doesn't really know what to do about it. She doesn't want to walk around in lingerie all day because then she would be the one initiating it, and she does not want to do that. She wants to be the only one being desired in the marriage at all times. That's so sad. Men like to be wanted too. Like, if you have a man in your life and he is not absolute trash, then you should be appreciating and acknowledging how fine he is. Pinch those little butt cheeks once in a while. And if you're lucky enough to have one with a juicy caboose, then fuck you. I'm just kidding. I am just jealous.
But like, what do I do?
You talked to him about it?
Not really like in depth. but I feel like maybe I should.
Yeah, usually communicating your needs to your partner is a very good idea. Unless, of course, you don't need to because he went to Hogwarts and knows legitimacy. Taylor goes next, and she shares that her and Dakota have finally become official, but the night after they made it official, they got into a huge fight because she kept on drinking and would not stop.
A lot more goes in with me, like kids,
Yeah.
my history,
Yeah.
my situation that just came out, right? So he knows that all comes with me.
And she wonders if she should be single for a while and explore and have fun while she's still in her 20s. And yeah, considering that you married right out of high school and then proceeded to soft swing with other people to explore the boundaries of your sexuality and sexual preferences, and then subsequently fell in love with one of the men that you were swinging with, yeah, I would say don't go immediately back into another monogamous relationship. The couple apparently hit the ground running with a bunch of trust issues. Dakota worries about Taylor because of her swinging past, and then Taylor worries about Dakota because when they started dating, people were all up in her comments about how he is cheating on her.
You kind of like the drama in the relationship, like a little bit of jealousy.
I
can
do like
see
that.
it.
But
Ugh, I do not like that. I mean, I get why people like when their partners get jealous because when I was in college, like, I loved that shit. Like, nom 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 nom. I would eat that shit up. But as I got older, I started to see that that is really toxic because usually you end up relying on that jealousy to reassure you that your partner likes you. And that usually led to you doing some f***ed up shit to test them and like see how jealous they got and then use that as a gauge to measure how much they loved you. And that just is not my vibe. Macy says that she was actually really nervous about Taylor jumping right back into another relationship because Taylor's awesome. She can have anyone she wants, so she really shouldn't be settling.
I need to meet this guy. Like, I need to see
Yeah.
how his personality is. Like,
can't
I want to
wait.
see like what you see in him.
That's not really the face of someone who is excited for you to meet their partner. Macy lets Taylor know that Whitney, another OG mom talker who ended up moving out to Hawaii after everything blew up, is actually moving back to Utah tomorrow.
okay, she's moving back or they're just visiting?
Moving back. They bought a house sight unseen. Honest.
Taylor is like, ew, why? Like, she really wishes Whitney would have just stayed in Hawaii. Neither of them know why Whitney moved to Hawaii in the first place, but one thing is for sure. Macy has got her popcorn bucket out and phone ready to hit record.
I'm excited for the confrontation that's gonna happen between you two.
She's gonna kill me.
She's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Taylor heads over to her mom's house because she's been keeping a little secret and it is time to come clean. She tells her mother that her and Dakota are officially dating and her mom is not happy about it. Now, a while back, Dakota and Taylor made a TikTok of them being like, ooh, should we date or should we not? And her own mother commented red flag emojis and is like, bitch, you just got divorced. Will you stop trying to find your peace in the dick of another man? It ain't gonna be there. Taylor asks her mom if she thinks she's a bad person, and her mom is like, no, you're a good person who just did a whole bunch of bad things. And then she asks if Taylor has spoken to the bishop at her church about everything that's been going on, and Taylor is like, hell no, what if they all shun me? And her mom is like, I mean, when you are a Mormon woman and you admit to having orgies with your other Mormon friends, you kind of have to accept that you might be ostracized just a little bit.
What if they're gonna like excommunicate me?
Hey, when you are out soft swinging, what do you expect?
Which is mommy talk for, you made your bed, now sleep in it. Her mother does not like Dakota for a multitude of reasons.
I just don't know how you choose these guys like Dakota.
What's wrong with Dakota?
Dakota has an addiction.
And Taylor tells her that his addiction does not define him as a person. And her mom is like, okay, but if shit goes south, it's gonna be me and your dad that have to pick up the pieces again.
You have 2 kids. They're trying to heal. You just got divorced and you need to let that settle.
So, her being official with Dakota was not the surprise. The real surprise was...
And I need to I have to take a pregnancy test tonight.
That's right, folks. She is possibly pregnant with the child of a man that she just started dating officially 3 months after her divorce.
You're so stupid. You're always screwing up everything. It pisses me off.
Leanne is like, oh my god, I am so tired of you constantly effing things up for your family. And Taylor's super sad and she tells us that she has good days and she has bad days and she really wishes her mother would stop judging her and just support her.
I'd rather her just support rather than tell me what to do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's how it should be.
I think you're wrong. It's completely understandable that you are feeling overwhelmed, misunderstood, judged, like those are all valid. But what you're asking for is pretty much unconditional approval so that you don't have to take accountability for the things that you did and the negative effect that they had on the people around you. I think your mother is supporting you when she tells you that you're making terrible choices when you're making terrible choices. It just so happens to be that your mother does it in a relatively blunt manner.
You just pissed me off and I just don't want to even talk to you.
Macy heads over to meet up with some of the active mom talkers who sit down after filming some TikToks, and one of them brings up Taylor and how she's been distant, which opens up the discussion about the whole soft swinging thing.
Soft swinging? What does that mean? Do you guys know like what they all did?
I think it's just everything but sex. Yeah.
So this blonde lady is Jessie, and she's like, what do they even do? And then this lady, who is Demi, is like, oh, they traded partners and did anything besides putting D in V. And they also did it in front of each other.
I just love also that it's like, okay, we can do everything but sex, so it's fine. It's like, no, you're sucking someone's dick.
And then this lady, who is Jen, looks absolutely horrified. And oh my gosh, there's a lot of ladies. We need to clear this up because I'm starting to get confused. Let's do a roll call. Meet Jessie, 30. I am so sorry, but how is this girl 5 years younger than me? I look like a fucking toddler compared to her. Anyway, Jessie is a hair empress. She owns a hair salon, she owns her own hair extension company, and she even runs her own hair school. So Jessie got a billboard a while back for her company, and this is it. So if you, like me, saw this billboard and read jizz hair everywhere, you are not alone. Because apparently everyone came into her comments and told her this.
You drive past this billboard and that's your first thought. Again, your mind's in the gutter, you gotta get right.
Next, we got Demi. She's 29. She's been married to Brett for 3 years. She tells us that she used to attend all of the parties, but she didn't know that the swinging was happening. However, Taylor has casually mentioned that Demi and Brett would be very fun to swing with, and at the last party that they ever went to, Demi says Taylor was being way too flirty with her husband, who was pretty much blackout drunk on the couch, and Taylor even kissed him on the forehead.
Taylor's being extra friendly, and then she kissed Brett on the head, and that to this day pisses me off.
We got Michaela, who is 23. The girl looks like she has not slept a wink since she came out of her mother. And honestly, I don't think she has. She was pregnant at 16 with her first kid, and now at 23, she's a mother of 3. She's been married to her hubby Jace for 6 years, and they met when she was 16 and he was 21. Which is not a huge age difference, but also, what is a 21-year-old dude doing hanging out sticking his pee-pee inside of a high school sophomore/junior? The girls start talking about Whitney moving back from Hawaii, and I think it was Jen who brings up the fact that she heard Whitney's husband Connor was on Tinder, aka cheating on her.
I saw this post that someone made about Connor being on Tinder. She's like, they took his pictures from high school and put it on Tinder.
And Macy says that when she brought this up to Whitney brushed it off super fast, which was very suspicious. But she also really can't imagine the rumors being true because Whitney and Connor live so much of their lives publicly that it seems insane that something this big could go under the radar for so long. We finally get to meet Whitney, 30, who is with her husband, who's also surprisingly 30. They are both super excited to be back. Whitney tells us that Mom Talk was amazing, but when Taylor came out saying that the group was swinging, her life fell apart. Rumors started to spread like wildfire about her and her family.
I was in the thick of it here. We moved to Hawaii for 2 months to get away from the noise.
She tells us that when she gave birth to her first child, she really didn't want motherhood to be the only thing that defined her. Mom Talk was a blessing, and that allowed her to have fun and feel like she was a part of something bigger. And now that she's back in Utah, she is ready to get the gang back together so that they can start dancing and making a ludicrous amount of money doing it. They get to their new house, their realtor left them a bottle of champagne to celebrate as a housewarming gift. Neither of them have ever had a drop of alcohol, and they react the way that you think they would react.
I didn't like that.
Ooh, I hate it so much. Ew.
Is that supposed to taste good?
Ew, oh my God.
I also hate champagne. I hate it. I never understood why that was the drink of choice for celebrations. Like, ugh, I absolutely hate the taste. Whitney says that she has a lot of outstanding issues with Taylor, but she is ready to meet and hash everything out so that they can finally put it all behind them. She's with Michaela at a brunch spot when Taylor walks in, and they all do their little high-pitched, fake excited greetings. Hi! Hello! You're like, oh my God. It's so cute. And Michaela's like, listen, if I touch my boobies, it's only because I stopped breastfeeding and they hurt. And Taylor's like, okay, well, if I touch my boobies, it's only because I just got new ones and they are amazing.
If I touch my boobs, it's just because I just got some. Okay.
And then it gets a little awkward because Whitney and Michaela, like, spiritually roll their eyes. Whitney quickly drops the formalities and dives right into asking Taylor why she posted that video about the group being swingers because it made her lose all trust in her.
I felt betrayed. Genuinely was like, I don't feel safe with Taylor. I never want to make a video with Taylor ever again.
I just gotta ask, where is Macy and her popcorn? She would be eating this shit up. Whitney keeps on going, saying that the way Taylor did things felt so exploitative, especially since Taylor said no one in the group was innocent when there were people in the group that had absolutely nothing to do with it. Also, Taylor did not run this by anyone before impulsively going onto the live and blowing up everyone's lives.
It's very like ID gap energy, and I'm just like, well, I don't feel safe with you.
Which is so funny because her mother said the same exact thing about her, that Taylor tends to just shrug her shoulders and just not seem to care about how any of her actions affect other people.
Like, do you want me to say sorry for like my post? Like, I don't know.
So yeah, Taylor doesn't care. She says that she is not going to apologize for her post and says that it is not because she doesn't care about people. It's because whatever she said got blown way out of proportion by randos on the internet. So she's not apologizing for posting that video because she posted it with the intention of clearing her name. And if the internet wanted to drag other people down based off of what she said, then that's not her fault. That's the internet's fault. And if you're thinking that that is the most immature justification ever, just wait, because it gets worse. Because Taylor says that she thinks people are not giving her enough grace in this situation, considering momtok would never have even happened if it weren't for her.
I was being torn to shreds for like ruining people's lives and then them using it for like clout.
Girly, that was not for clout. That was damage control.
Okay, did I ruin your life or did I help your life? Or did I help your life?
You did a bad thing that put a lot of people in bad spots. If they were able to take that and turn it into something good or at least something less bad, and they were even able to benefit in some way off of it, you do not get any head pats for that. Are you insane? Whitney goes on to say that they were all friends who had established a sense of trust with each other, and Taylor making that video without telling anyone and then throwing them all under the bus was crossing a line. And Taylor tries to apologize, but I don't think the girl has ever apologized for anything in her 28 years on Earth, because she literally does not know how to do it.
I didn't think about it, so I'm sorry that I didn't, like, I guess, I don't know.
Whitney says that she really wants to build back the community and build up the trust again. So she says, let's all promise that from this day forward, we are gonna have each other's backs no matter what. And the girls all agree. Taylor says she doesn't want any further judgment from the girls, so she's deciding not to tell them about her possible pregnancy. It's a new day, Whitney has gone red, and she heads home to talk to her husband, Connor. She feels like with the newly formed friendship pact, she doesn't feel right lying about why the two of them initially went to Hawaii.
Taylor even asked me about the whole Tinder rumor, and I denied it again.
Yeah, it's probably hard for you to lie about that.
So she wants to come clean, and Connor starts to cry, and he says that he doesn't want to talk about what happened to him in the same breath as what he did to her because it turns him into a victim when he is not. He goes on to say that he no longer cares about what people outside of their inner circle think, so he's totally fine with revealing the truth. So Whitney calls a momtok family meeting, and she gets Michaela, Macy, Demi, and Taylor together.
There was a rumor that Connor was on Tinder. I lied about it because I was embarrassed.
Whitney goes on to tell them that when she confronted Connor about it, he admitted that he actually has an addiction to spicy adult videos. And while he never met up with anyone he talked to online, he had been online cheating on her throughout their entire marriage.
Is he talking to these girls?
Yeah, full-on conversations.
So they were sending nude photos?
Yeah.
Connor was too?
Yeah.
As well?
And she tells the girls she hopes that this doesn't make them look at Connor any differently. And Taylor is like, if y'all can look past my behavior, then this is nothing.
I originally said to everyone that I had left because of all the momtok drama. Honestly, like, I just wanted to get away.
Taylor is over here, and she's actually mad because she feels used.
I am like the scapegoat for why Whitney moved to Hawaii. I'd rather have a mean bitch as a friend than a fake nice girl. It's like using people.
Okay, so maybe we don't make her trauma about you. She decides to immediately divert the attention off of Whitney and put the spotlight right back on her by telling them that she's been 4 weeks pregnant and that she's pretty sure she miscarried. And I'm not trying to shame her for being vulnerable and sharing something traumatic that happened to her. But I am hella suspicious because if these girls are all trauma dumping, that's totally fine. But then tell me why Taylor has got the biggest smile on her face when she's talking about losing a pregnancy.
What the actual fuck, Taylor? What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm not Taylor's biggest fan right now because Whitney is over here and she decided to come clean because she wants to reestablish trust in the group, and Taylor is coming clean because she just wants the attention to be back on her. Dakota is taking Taylor out for a dinner date, and in the car, he asks her if they have dinner reservations, and Taylor's like, I don't know, did you make any?
Did you make them?
Mm-hmm. I did, actually.
You didn't, you're lying. So we're just hoping to get in?
Yeah.
Before we go any further, Dakota, my man, what the fuck is going on with the ceiling of your car? Why is it so dirty? They sit down and Dakota's like, you're so pretty. I can't believe I'm dating you. And Taylor's like, no, you're so pretty. I can't believe I'm dating you.
I would never share you with anybody.
Your sharing days are over. Done.
Taylor's like, do you ever want to marry me? And Dakota's like, cha, I want to marry you. I want to marry you like so hard. He then reminds her that if she wants to be with him seriously, she cannot party anymore because with his history as an addict, it is literally a matter of life and death. Taylor tells him that if she's being completely honest, the thought of having to go clean bums her out a lot.
Makes me sad to be like, oh, I can never drink again. Like, that sucks for me, you know?
I just know what I want in my future, and it's not any of that.
Ah, now it makes sense to me why Dakota got so mad at Taylor the night after they made it official because she kept drinking and wouldn't stop. Taylor tells us that momtok loves to party, and she doesn't really know why she keeps dating men who don't like to drink. But whatever, she doesn't care because she's gonna get wasted tonight.
I won't lie. I'm drinking. Like, tonight I'm getting effed up.
The next thing we hear is a 911 dispatch call from Taylor's neighbor saying that they think there is a DV situation in her house because all they can hear is screaming.
What's going on?
Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
She's hammered.
And so is he.
I'm sober.
It is a mess over here. Dakota is telling her to calm down, and Taylor's telling the cops that Dakota threw her in the garage, and then Dakota is telling them that it's because she was physically attacking him.
Stop. Stop.
Okay, but he threw me out in the garage.
No, because she is attacking the crap out of me.
You threw me in the garage.
The cops get them separated, and we hear Dakota's side of the story, and he says that Taylor was on an absolute rampage. She was throwing metal chairs at him so hard that they were making holes in the walls. Then we hear Taylor's side, and she tells the cops that she peed her pants because she was scared for her life after he pushed her into the garage. And that when he started coming into the garage, that's when she started throwing all of that crap at him because she was defending herself. Now, I'm gonna assume that her story was an absolute mess and it didn't really line up with what they were observing at the scene, because the next thing we see is Taylor being turned around and handcuffed as she is arrested and charged for DV.
At this time, you're going to be placed under arrest for DV, for domestic violence. Okay?
And that, my Panda Pals, was episode 1. Wow, I'm not gonna lie, that was not what I was expecting at all. But I definitely wasn't disappointed. The preview for the rest of the season looks pretty promising. There's gonna be a time skip, Taylor is pregnant again, and it sounds like she is continuing to blame all of her problems on everyone and everything except herself. And it looks like the group is gonna go through a bunch of drama as they try to figure out who is going to be the new queen bee of momtok, and the main contenders are Whitney and Taylor. The complete season is currently on Hulu, so if this is your thing, you can go ahead and binge watch everything, and it is confirmed that they are going to have a second season. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. If you like this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and please let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this episode, and if you've already seen the whole season, please let me know your overall thoughts on everything, and do keep the spoilers to a minimum. I hope to see you guys for the next one, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!